So I said I wasn't gonna read the comments. So of course I read the comments, and they were not as negative as I thought it was. I think I have a stalker, a person who I won't say the name of the profile, but there's a lot of, for some reason, there's a person who, he's not a stalker, but there's a lot of, this person says a lot of weird shit, not a threatening or aggressive way at all, just weird fucking shit. And yeah. But there was this comment on an Andrew Tate video where this person said, God gives you life on earth, gives you time, whatever, and you choose to use that time to respond to me. First of all, I respond to you because you're a human being, like me. And why shouldn't you deserve to, why shouldn't I respond to you? You deserve this. You deserve that. Why wouldn't you deserve me responding to you? I see, that's silly. I don't know what the context was. I don't really care, but if you feel that you don't deserve that, you shouldn't. Everybody deserves to be heard. You deserve to be heard. I deserve to be heard. So that's the one thing. And you said that God, something, it makes me on the, time on this earth, whatever. I do not believe in God. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How the fuck is there any science behind God? How does that exist? I know Dostoevsky in Brothers Karamazov has this chapter where is it the Spanish Inquisition, and it's in the discussion is that say it is the Spanish Inquisition, and this priest, this whatever, goes down a dungeon and meets a prisoner that proclaims his Jesus. He's the second coming of Christ. And the whole discussion is, so the Spanish Inquisition, this inquisitor is talking about that their thing is showing the word of God to people. Like, this is the word of God, this is Jesus, and this is that. If you don't believe it, fuck you, we're gonna fuck you up, right? But this prisoner, and it's never told, but this is something Ivanov wrote, I believe. Doesn't matter. Fuck it. Just a chapter. But this prisoner, who says he's the second coming of Christ, makes the argument, if I'm not mistaken and not remembering wrong, but gives the argument that belief, the choice of believing, is the point. Because belief is more powerful than facts. If I'm not remembering it wrong, that the choice to believe in something, that God and Jesus shouldn't have to. It's not their job to say what is. It's the whole point of belief is fuck. It's a long time since I read the book. But ultimately, it's a discussion between belief and knowing, or thinking or knowing. If not mistake, any of you intellectuals out there are grilling me right now, that's fine. I'm thinking as I'm talking, and yeah. But yeah, I guess it's the if you'd call it now, related to now, it's spirituality, the idea of believing in a God without the establishment, without the church. So it's this church against belief. And I know there's a lot of people that they don't believe in the institution of a church, the institution of religion, but they're open to spirituality, or like spirituality has some sort of fucking monopoly on anything. Doesn't. But they're open to some sort of being, some sort of creator out there. And the way I see it, it's complete bullshit. It's like, so fuck the institution. That's just piss. So let's talk about the spirituality of it. First of all, what is spirituality? What is it? Define it. Define spirituality. Second of all, I would argue that the thing about spiritual people, they talk about open. I went to fucking art school, so I know. I've talked to spiritual people. The fact they talk about openness and everything, they think the smug fucking smiles, arrogance steaming out of them, that they are open. You need to be, I've heard this many times before, you need to be open enough to accept the spirituality. You don't know, and I agree, I don't know. Scientists doesn't know. But scientists are working on there's this scientist, I don't remember the name and whatever, I really don't care about science, to be honest. But let's say it's the example. So there was this scientist that worked on a theory, first a hypothesis, then a theory. Isn't that how it works? Whatever. Like, until it was old, until it was, and then it was proven wrong. And he has, like, that's been his thing his whole life. And he was proven wrong, and what that scientist did was to say, I was wrong, and start with something else. That's science. That's because religion, if there was talk about religion or spirituality, or Trump, MAGA, that cult, or cults in general, it would be like they're just, arguing just because they have set their minds on this. And that's sad. It's interesting how we see schizophrenia or multiple personality disorder as being insane. However, we believe there is a creator out there, and we believe there's a guy called Jesus that got fucking killed, but rose from the dead. Or we believe in Moses that opened up the whatever sea. We believe in fucking hell. Yeah. Noah's Ark. We believe in all that. That's not insane, because what's the difference between that and I'm not schizophrenic? See, I see someone. See, I am schizophrenic, and I see someone. Whatever. We don't accept that, and especially you fucking Americans. You don't accept that. You don't tolerate mental issue, but you tolerate what? Someone stood up from the fucking dead. That's just fucking silly. That's just idiotic. And yeah, here's the argument. Here's the thing. Oh, why don't you do that with Muslims or whatever? Because, you know what? Or Jewish people, whatever. You Christians have this arrogance that the other people don't. This fucking arrogance that's disgusting. It's so fucking disgusting. You fucking religious people. Jesus Christ. God. Really? We're in 2026 and there's a God? What do you believe in? Destiny? Want to talk about destiny? There was this church. And this is a true story. So there was this church. It had these followers that always went to the church. But one day, the church burned down. It was something like that. But nobody got killed. Because, here's the thing. Every single person it was some sort of meeting or whatever, or gathering. But every single fucking person canceled. It was, and their explanation of canceling had nothing to do with each other. It was like the one person canceled because of this, the other person canceled because of that, blah, blah, blah. So nobody showed up. The church burned. And they saw it as a miracle. Like we were selected in a way. This is destiny. This is whatever. But, okay, say that's the truth. Say that's those people are chosen by God. That happened for a reason. If I'm not mistaken, there's a rare disorder where babies are born with their skin flipped outside. Like, I think it's called Harlequin syndrome or something. Like they're born without a skin, or the skin whatever. They don't live long at all. It's in pain. You have insects that their whole idea is to plant themselves in other insects so they can fucking kill them and eggs pop out of them. Something like that. I'm not a scientist again. I saw a video of a child. I talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it again. I've seen a lot of shit on YouTube or internet. Dark shit. I like to see things, macabre things, dead people dying. I like to see that. Not because I'm a sadist, because I firmly believe that I have too good of a life. I have it so great here in Norway as a white heterosexual man that I need to watch shit like that to remind myself that death is So let's talk about the one videos. I'm gonna talk about several videos. The one video I saw. So I don't know if you know anything about elevators, but the old ones. Let me explain. The old ones were like you have this grid. Is that what it's called? But it's like this and this. You know, you have the elevator. You have the elevator here, and you have the floor. And it's this grid and this grid. You know, and then the elevator goes up and down. So this was in India, and there was three sisters and a brother. They were just children. And this brother was like 5 years old or something. So they were in this floor, and you see, this is on CCTV, and you see these children, these girls, running or playing whatever through this because the elevator hasn't dropped yet. But this 5-year-old, their brother, gets caught in. So you have the grid hair and you have the grid hair. So he gets caught inside both of them. And that means when the elevator goes down, inside this grid where this boy, 5-year-old, is caught, goes down. And on this CCTV, you see this boy, you don't hear any sounds, thank God. You see this boy getting trapped inside those two things, right? You see this boy getting trapped. And you see the elevator going down. And you don't see him like get crushed like this. You see him get crushed like this. I saw a boy get crushed. And I don't get rattled easily. I see a lot of shit like that, as I told you. But that fucked me up. That fucked me up. I thought about how afraid this boy was. How terrified this boy was. I thought about what if this video had sound. I would hear him crying. I would hear him be afraid. I would hear him getting crushed slowly. So if you put that against the fuckers that survived because of the church, right? They were spared by God because nobody showed up at this meeting at the church. But this boy, this 5-year-old boy, I saw the video. It's fucking terrible. You see the boy getting squashed. So why is that God's will? Why were you spared and not this 5-year-old boy? I saw another video from Russia, I believe. CCTV, and it's on the streets. And this woman has this, what do you call it? This fucking thing with the baby inside. Stroller, I believe it's called. So she's going with the stroller on the pavement, whatever. And there's like, yeah, English. Why do I have a problem with English today? Anyway, so she is gonna go from a street over to a street. You know, I'm sorry. English is my second language once again. But here's the thing. She goes with the stroller and looks from this side and to this side. No cars. She goes from this one payment thing to the other with the stroller, and then a body pulls right on the stroller, and you see the baby gets thrown away. And then you see the mother, you see the blood from this person who hit the payment, and you see this mother picking up the child, this baby. And you see on her that she's crushed just by visual. Like, the child is dead. The child is dead. And this person that hit the payment, I'm not sure if it was an accident or a suicide, but it did happen. What was God's plan? Was it to teach the mother a lesson? What lesson? What lesson was it? This boy who got crushed in the elevator. What lesson? What lesson was there to be taught? What was the point of it? All his sisters, his mother, his father, what lesson? What was the point? What was the point? Thank God the baby got killed. Got killed like that. And it was a baby. That baby didn't know things that this 5-year-old Indian boy did. Think about how scared this boy was. Cry, being left alone, caught inside this elevator, and then being crushed alive. What reason does God have for doing that? What reason was there? To teach the mother a lesson, the sisters a lesson, father? Where's the boy now? In heaven? What's heaven like? Paradise? What's paradise like? Even if this boy is in paradise right now, you don't think the boy is traumatized by getting crushed? How the fuck do you believe in a God? And I'm saying this, I've said this before. If there is a God, I'll rage fucking war against that devil that is called God. I'll rage war against that entity. Call it whatever you want, spirituality, what you, institution-wise, church-wise, whatever it's called, whatever you want to call it. I'll wage war on that. That's not. And if you believe that, if you defend that and say that's a part of destiny, that that boy got crushed slowly, that God works in mysterious ways, if you think that, you're an awful human being. You're awful. And you can go fuck yourself.